Give me a clap in front of your face, please. A little louder. There you go.
Just keep going?
No, just one. Okay, good, Jim.
All right, we're going to talk just like we're getting a burger and a shake or something. Okay. So you're not going to hear me on this tape. It's all about you. So if I ask you your name, don't say Micah. Okay. Say, my name's Micah. Okay. That make sense?
Yeah, gotcha.
So let's start with, what's your name?
My name is Micah.
Micah what?
Micah Hyde.
Micah Hyde.
Yep.
What position do you play, Micah?
I play cornerback.
Cornerback. And what year are you?
I'm a senior. Yep, true senior.
Where are you from?
From Fostoria, Ohio. Small town, about 16,000, about 45 minutes, 35 minutes south of Toledo.
So why Iowa?
I thought it was a great choice. To this day, I love the choice I made. I think back then, it was a family atmosphere. With the recruiting process, coaches here and there, a lot. And, they talk to you 1 week, 2 weeks later, they give you a call. And maybe 3 weeks later, they give you another call. But I think with, Coach Parker, he was the DB coach, now he's defensive coordinator, he was recruiting me. He was there every week, give me a phone call. Sometimes he was in the school, let me know, what's going on with that. So I felt like I was, in the family, and he really, really opened up to me.
So what was it like when you got here? Did it remain the same?
Oh, I loved it as soon as I got here. I wasn't a really highly recruited guy. My brother went up to Michigan State, so I went to Michigan State a couple times in that campus. When I got here, I just seen how nice this campus was, and I know it has good academics and stuff like that. So I obviously know the coaches and stuff here, the experience, they've been here for a while, and they a lot of people really enjoyed them. So that was the number one thing. Just come here and see the place, and it was set in stone as soon as I stepped on campus.
You mentioned the academics here.
Yep.
What kind of support have you gotten as far as academics?
What was that?
How's the support for academics here?
Oh, it's a lot of support. Coming in freshman year, you're tied up with football a lot. With lifting in the morning, you have practice all day, and at night you have to get your study hours in. As a freshman, you have to get 8 hours in a week, which is not hard to do if you go in, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. The rest of the week you're fine, and it's not hard to do, but you get a lot of academic support. You get an advisor. You meet with them every week. He goes over your notes, and you guys talk about what's coming up next and exams and quizzes and stuff like that. You go over your grades. So freshman year it's not tough. You got a lot of people helping you out, and after your freshman year, if you need more tutors or stuff like that, you're free to have them. But if you have good enough grades, you don't even really have to go to the learning center anymore.
So what are you studying here, Micah?
Rec and sports business.
What do you plan to do with it?
To be honest, I want to start a nonprofit organization. So it has to deal with sports, with maybe like a youth center or stuff like that. My idea is to help out kids that are less fortunate, don't have proper sporting equipment for their sport that they want to play. So I want to provide people with the opportunity to participate in stuff like that.
So what makes you want to do that?
Just growing up my whole life, I've had a lot of friends. I'm not from like I said, a small town. There's not a lot of upper class people in the town. So growing up, I had a lot of friends that just didn't have a lot of money, and maybe their shoes were bad for basketball, or maybe they didn't have just bats and stuff like that for baseball, just the little things. And sometimes you couldn't play sports. I know there's a local town that you had to pay to play a sport, and that was just sad because a lot of people that couldn't afford it, so they couldn't participate. So just little things like that, just helping other people out. That's what I want to do in my career, in my future.
So tell me about the first time you stepped on the field as an Iowa Hawkeye. Better yet, let's flash back.
Yeah.
Tell me the first time you suited up and you came through that tunnel. Describe that feeling to me in detail.
Well, the first time I suited up was the very first time I came out the tunnel. First time I ever been to an Iowa Hawkeye game, and it was against UNI freshman year. It came so fast. I was here the whole summer. It flew by. Next thing I blinked. I was in school. Next thing I blinked again. It was a football game, and I just remember coming off the tunnel, and I remember looking out, and it was all gold, and I'm just thinking wow, I've never been to a game. This is awesome. I'm excited. So nervous. True freshman going out there seeing that. But then after the game, my mom was there. It was the very first game. My mom came out from Ohio, and we had to block 2 field goals to win the game. It was against UNI freshman year, and after that, I'm sitting there talking to my mom wow, why did I come here? We barely beat they were a good team, but they're a small school, And I was just talking to my mom, and I was like, wow. But then, you know, at the end of the year, we ended up winning the Orange Bowl, so it was a great team effort by the Iowa Hawkeyes.
So tell me about the first time you got to step in on a play. Tell me about that first play you ever played from scrimmage.
Kickoff. You know, I was excited. I was ready to run down and make a tackle. I think I did have a couple tackles that game on kickoff just because I was so excited, and I just didn't want anybody to block me. And you know, as an 18-year-old stepping on the field on a college field, you just think the number one thing you're thinking is, you know, these guys are 22 years old, 21 years old, 20 that I'm about to play against, and you don't even want them to touch you. So all I think I was just running as fast as I could, hopefully not get touched, and trying to make a play.
So are you pretty fast?
Nah, I wouldn't say I'm too fast.
Not too fast. Fast enough.
Fast enough, exactly. Yep.
Fast enough. Well, tell me about the development here. You know, Coach Doyle seems like a pretty serious guy, fun guy, but pretty serious about strength and conditioning. Tell me about how you've developed from a young high school kid to a young man like you are now.
Well, I mean, believe it or not, I have gained, you know, about around, 22 pounds I've been here. So it's, yeah, I'm skinny now. It's crazy, right? But you know, we have a nice program here. You know, he develops you. We always talk about, you know, it's a developmental program. You come in, young guy, freshman, you don't really know what to expect, but once you get on campus, you know, he puts you in the program, and you go from there. You know, you start gaining weight, strength. You know, we would have workouts, you know, during the season, you know, a couple days a week, and then all season, you know, so every day. So it's a great opportunity. You know, Doyle is like the perfect strength coach. You know, he's hard on you, but you see him one-on-one in the hallway, he'll have a conversation with you. And that's just what our coaches do here. You know, they're great people to be around, but when it's necessary, they get on top of you. And I think that's the number one thing that's, you know, made me grow up from being a freshman until now.
So tell me about your relationship with your coaches. Who are you closest with?
I want to say I'm necessarily closer with one coach. I think I see Doyle every day. I think he has the opportunity to see all of us players every day, so we talk to him every day. We have a relationship with him that's different than all other coaches, because, you know, the majority of the time we're working with him, you know, we're working hard and, you know, sweating and grinding and lifting and stuff like that. So that's different. But you know, my position coach, I had a position coach last year and a couple years before that, Coach Phil Parker. He's defensive coordinator now. You know, I had a good relationship with him. He was always on me. You know, I was a young guy. He was always on me and helped me play better. And now I have Coach Wilson. He's our DB coach now. Great guy. He's real picky on technique, and, you know, the littlest things that you wouldn't expect him to, you know, get on you about, he does. And I think that goes along with, you know, maturing and having you become a man. And then, you know, Coach Ferentz, the coolest coach out there. He's an awesome guy. Like I said, you know, we walk through the hallways, you see a coach, and Coach Ferentz asks you how you're doing, how's your family doing, you know, just the little things like that just make you feel like you're at home, like you're in a you know, the Iowa Hawkeye family. So it's a great opportunity to be there.
All right, Micah, so here's what I'm going to do.
Yep.
All right? You're going to graduate this year. You can have a great year,
Yep.
you know? And, you know, let's hope, you know, the NFL gives you a look.
Yep.
But let's say in the offseason from the NFL, Coach Ferentz calls you up and says, hey, Micah, there's a fine young man up there in Ohio. I want you to go meet him and his parents.
Yep.
So I'm going to put you in their living room. And he's a good kid. He's a good defensive back. Ohio State's looking at him.
Yep.
Penn State's looking at him. Notre Dame's looking at him. You know, a lot of the strong schools are looking at him besides Iowa. So tell me, and talk to him like, you know, this camera, like I'm that kid.
Yeah.
Why should they come play for Coach Ferentz? Why should they come play for Coach Wilson?
Well, first off, you have a lot of offers. Obviously, people want you. You know, highly recruited guy. You know, all these coaches are calling in, you know, saying whatever to get you to be on board, you know, to go to their school. And the thing I can say here at Iowa is we're a family. We, you know, every day you come to the complex, you know, you say your highs, you say your byes, and it's like you're a family here. And, you know, with our coaches here, you know, they're experienced. You know, they may be old school. You know, it's maybe not have, you know, the sweetest new jerseys or anything like that, but they're going to get you ready. They're going to make you mature as a person. And, you know, it's our academics here are great. You know, you have a lot of tutors and a lot of things like that just to keep you on board academically. And if you graduate from here, it'll be a great honor. It's a Big Ten school. We're competing, you know, in the Big Ten every year. and of course this new indoor. This thing's amazing. There's more renovation coming here soon in the next couple of years. So I mean, just to come on campus here would be a great opportunity for you, your family, and making you mature as a person. You will have a shot at the NFL. Coach tells us all the time, you know, it's going to Iowa. A lot of NFL coaches respect Coach Ferentz, Coach Doyle, and you have a great opportunity in the future to go to the NFL. So take it or leave it, but just know that, you know, in the future, if you come to Iowa, it'll really be good for you.
What's been your best day ever here, Micah?
Best day ever? I'd say pretty close to 2 days. After winning the Orange Bowl and after winning the Insight Bowl. Just because you put so much effort in, you know, in December, put so much effort into and hard work and preparing for this team. You know, they're preparing for you too. They have a month to prepare too. And then, you know, after the bowl game, after, you know, going to Arizona or Miami, you know, for a while, it's pretty much vacation. But then you gotta you know, relocate yourself that you're playing a football game. So after that, you know, that tough grind of a winner and then winning the bowl games, seeing Coach Ferentz's face in the locker room, you know, after them wins, and seeing everybody's face in the locker room after them wins, and then going home and seeing your family and they're happy about the win and stuff like that. So I think that's two memories that stick out in my mind of being here on campus at Iowa.
What kind of kid, you know, you got some freshmen joining the team this year, some of the sophomores, maybe redshirt freshmen or whatever. There. What kind of characteristics, what kind of traits, what kind of young man are you looking for to be next to you in that huddle?
As a young guy, someone that just listens, and I know that was going to work hard. That's the number one thing here. You know, you don't have to be highly recruited. You know, Coach Ferentz, Coach Doyle are going to, like I said, it's a developmental program. They're gonna get you right. But as a young guy, you know, if you just sit there and pay attention and don't make the same mistake twice. You know, coaches stress out all the time. It's fine to make a mistake. You know, you're a young guy. Everybody makes mistakes. I'm a senior. I still make tons of mistakes every day in practice. But as long as the next day you don't come in and make the same mistake. And then, of course, just working hard, lifting, you know, on the practice field, and academically, you know, just stuff like that. As long as you work hard, you'll be fine. And that's exactly what I want next to me, in a huddle.
Let's talk about some of the perceptions of Iowa. You know, when you're recruiting outside this area, you know, and you got guys coming from different places. You know, people think of Iowa as just a bunch of white boys out in the cornfields. So, what's it really like here?
To be honest, I'm from Ohio, and it looks exactly the same. The first time I came out here was on my visit, and when I got offered and I committed. So, I mean, I sort of had that, mindset too. Like, I'm gonna go out there. It's gonna be Kinnick and some cornfields, and then a class and some cornfields. So, I really didn't know either. But now that I'm out here, it's a beautiful place. I think anybody here will say that. A beautiful campus. You know, sometimes I just, I'll leave my house and I'll just walk to class just to, see the campus and, see some people, and it's just a fun place to be. But I mean, as far as the way it looks like that, it's just like where I'm from. The building, actually, the campus is actually way nicer than where I'm from. But that's the thing that just stuck out to me. And that's what shocked me.
What about the girls here? Are there any girls here?
There's definitely some girls here. I thought they were gonna be big, corn-eating chicks, but there's some beautiful girls here.
Do they like football players?
I say they do. I say a lot of people here. There's no professional team. A lot of people know, even the freshmen. Everybody knows who's coming on campus to be a Hawkeye. So even freshman year, you go in class. I think the girls know who you are, and definitely if you've played and made some plays and stuff like that, girls definitely know who you are. Yep.
What about culturally on campus and stuff? Obviously there's players of different races and colors and creeds on the football team. What about on campus? Is there any diversity issues? Do you feel comfortable? I mean, you're African American or biracial or something?
Yep.
I don't know.
Biracial. Yeah, I mean, it's different some places. I grew up in a place just like this. I mean, I think we have a little more diversity than what there is here. But I mean, it's not drastically different. There's a majority Caucasian people here, but you would never notice. Everyone gets along here. We have a lot of football players that are minorities, and they walk around campus, say hi to everybody too. So you can't really tell. It's a fun place to be. Sometimes people are too happy here and too nice. I mean, you're off to the grocery store to get some milk, and people want to have conversations with you. You just want to go home and eat. So people here are really nice, and and it's definitely a different atmosphere when you first get out here and used to it. But diversity here there's some, but not a lot. But you would never notice.
So how do the kids adjust? You get somebody from West Coast or from Houston or something like that. How do they adjust here?
I think the thing for me, and I'm not that far away, but even some friends that I have from East Coast, it's just all about buying into the program. I mean, once you get here, you always talk about your home state. I still do that. Me and the kids from Ohio, we always talk about Ohio. But in the end, we're all here for one reason. We're Iowa Hawkeyes, and we're on a mission to win a Big Ten championship. And I think once you realize that maybe I'm not from Iowa, but I'm definitely going to represent Iowa, everything I do now. So it's like I am from Iowa. So once people realize that, I think that it'll click in, eventually, and that's when we just become a family.
Well, with that said, I want you to say two things for me, okay? So repeat after me. Say, I am an Iowa Hawkeye.
I am an Iowa Hawkeye.
Now with conviction, do it again.
I am an Iowa Hawkeye. I am an Iowa Hawkeye.
We are the Iowa Hawkeyes.
We are the Iowa Hawkeyes. We are the Iowa Hawkeyes. We are the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Good.
Perfect.
Excellent.